Right. Good morning, everyone. So today's topic is about digitalization, AI, and education. But before this, I would like to tell you a story first. So we all know the Titanic, right? Yeah, that restaurant near the night market where you take your boat cruise, right? No, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the real, oops, sorry. Wait, who clicked on, never mind. Sorry, go back, yep. So I'm talking about the real Titanic. So it was bound for New York City from Southampton, right? And then a big old iceberg, nature's way of telling you to stay focused and not get distracted by a random couple kissing, Jack and Rose in this case. So I would like you to do the same thing today, to not get distracted and to focus on one of the main priorities for our country today and in the next 20 years. No, it doesn't mean that it's our ability to sink ships, because actually, as you know, Cambodia is among the countries with the highest growth rate in the world. And by 2040, according to the World Bank, our population would reach 20 million. So is that a lot? Well, it depends to what you compare. If you compare to a single city in China, that's not even the equivalent of one city, right? And so what does that mean for us? That iceberg that I was telling you about, the part that is submerged, for now, represents our workforce in the next 20 years. And that part of that iceberg can either stay submerged or be brought up to the surface to help support and accompany Cambodia's growth. And so, what does that mean for us? It means that in order to capitalize and to fully compete at the global scale, Cambodia must ensure that its workforce receive a quality education. The future of this country relies on the workforce that we forge, and it is happening right now. So to make it simple for you, for the workforce to have a sort of quality education, we must ensure also that we acknowledge that all the differences and all the diversity is for us to embrace. And so we must accept that everyone is going at different paces. And so what does that mean for our education system? Well, it means that our country needs to have an education system that is totally adaptable, that is adaptive to the pace of each and every one of our children. We face a few problems on the way at the earliest stage of our education journey, as you know. Large classroom sizes, under-resourced schools, under-qualified teachers, and so on, that have hindered the ability of our children to get the individual attention that they need to thrive. And so luckily, and we are still early in the process, but artificial intelligence can help us solve some of these issues. Let me explain. And so the solution would be to propose an AI adaptive learning platform that would provide real-time performance results of students to teachers, offering them insights into where to focus their teaching efforts and lesson plans. Students would then be able to focus and to spend time more on difficult concepts until they are mastered, because this AI adaptive learning platform would be able to ensure that each and every student would get the necessary attention needed to thrive. And to reinforce the learning experience, virtual tutors embedded within the platform could provide just-in-time feedback, explanations, and assistance. And this is particularly beneficial for students who require additional support. By extending the learning beyond traditional classroom settings, students can have access to self-paced lessons on mobile devices or tablets, which then maximizes their learning time and their learning, a customized learning experience for them. And I know that we have a problem with resources, and to address the limited access to resources such as electricity and internet in rural areas, an offline adaptive learning platform could then be developed in the process. Adaptive AI learning platform is very also valuable for educators, giving, for now, the limited training opportunities and the large class sizes that I mentioned that they often face. And if you're still not convinced about the situation, and I would like to show you how severe it can become. So I would like you to picture a hospital ward filled with patients. So those patients would represent our students, right? And there's only one doctor. And what that doctor does is giving them paracetamol, painkillers. So their symptoms are relieved, they get better, and they go about their day. Years later, decades later, those really untreated symptoms, they come back. They manifest again, and it is too late. Now, this analogy is a bit strong, you may say, but I think it was necessary. Necessary because for us, we need to realize that one day we won't be able to compete anymore if we don't focus our priority in the right place. If we gave our workforce, our future workforce, our children, our students, the same old treatment. So here's the plan. We can start by rolling out a small pilot program in a few schools in provinces and Phnom Penh to test out the different approaches of such as customized AI learning, collaborating with universities in terms of learning objectives and prerequisites, for example. And then the findings of this small pilot program could inform a much larger scale implementation in provinces and, in a few cities and nationwide. So really, by leveraging AI as a technology to help serve our purpose for education, it is not the panacea, for sure, but it can help a lot in contributing to the future of this country. So what are the conditions for this to happen? How can we make this happen? Well, there are a few of them. First, investment. More investment in education. The share of GDP, of our GDP, spent on education must reflect our understanding of what's at stake. It must reflect our understanding of where our priorities are. Second, coordinated national AI and education policies would provide clear guidance on national strategies and their implementation. Third, last but not least, the mindset. Your mindset, my mindset, our mindset, especially for parents. Do not let your kids drop out of school because they need to earn money. Investing in your children's education is one of the best investments you can make, if not the best. Yes. And so, what's in it for you? Because everyone has a role to play in making sure that our workforce in the next 20 years is as strong as it should be. Because we need to form new and more high-skilled workers and fewer low-skilled workers. High-skilled workers that grasp 21st century skill, especially digital ones. So for all of us here, we can help create a momentum around education. Make education great again. Make education sexy again. Make education a standard again. And so you can start very small. The water droplets that completes the glass. You can teach your kids, your nephews, your nieces, very simple educative actions such as don't litter. Don't litter. Anywhere you go, don't litter. It could be as simple as this. Be mindful of your surroundings. Don't put loudspeaker in a public place. And so these very small actions shows that education is not just about being able to acquire knowledge and to solve problems. It is, but it's also about being socially aware. It's also about knowing the know-how. In this sense, I want to conclude that, again, we could leverage AI to make an adaptive learning platform that is for everyone. Because, again, everyone is going at different paces. We are not going at the same speed. And I would like to end this on a very famous quote that you all probably know. As Nelson Mandela also clearly said, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. And if you have to remember only 4 words today, is transforming education, transforming Cambodia. Thank you so much for listening, and let's get into action.